Hello, it's Grammy Antonia. Got another rainy day. We just have them all the time now. But I think in a few days it's supposed to get warm and sunny. Maybe even up in the 80s. So, maybe I can get outside more. Uh, like I told you, wintertime's rough on me, and weather like this is rough on me. It's just dark and rainy and gloomy, and anyway, been thinking about my video all day, and I don't have anything just specific to talk about other than the big orange dumpster that we have for a supposed to be president who isn't a president, who is a dictator. This man, this dumpster man, is robbing us blind. Well, some of us have our eyes wide open and we know what's going on. We've saw it from almost the beginning. But I don't know what these other people think. Yes, I do know what they think because they keep supporting him and standing behind him. He is making millions and millions of dollars. He just got that big plane give to him worth billions of dollars with gold all in the inside and all, saying he's going to make it into like Air Force One, which would cost a bunch of money to do. I mean, why the Republicans up there in Washington are cutting our Medicaid that helps all Americans. And these tariffs, it's not hit some people yet, but it's going to. Prices haven't went down anymore. Regardless of what he says, prices are down, eggs are down. He doesn't care about us. Prices are not down, and they are going to go up. All these things that have been happening at airports with airplanes and stuff, oh, that's all Biden's fault. No, it's not. Donald Trump is the one in the White House right now. He's the dictator running the show right now. And him and Elon Musk fired all the people that worked as traffic controllers and other positions in our airline system. They were the ones that did all the firing, and now things are going wrong, and it's Biden's fault? How stupid do you people have to be? I don't get it. His sons, Eric and Donald Jr., have been all over the place making deals. Not for us, for Trump, Trump. And their name is Trump. Making deals to build these big high-rise hotels and resorts where they get paid and all these things he sells to make money. He is all about money, but not for us. You are deceiving yourself. And he has made you believe that it's because we have immigrants that have come into this country that's the reason we don't have any money. That is bullshit. Now, I don't like seeing these people, human beings, like I've said over and over, and everybody else says that think like I do. We're all for arresting criminals, gang members, all that. Anybody that breaks the law should be arrested and given due process. But Steve Miller, who I like to call Pee-wee Nazi, they're trying their best now to do away with due process. You know, if any of us get arrested for something, we won't be able to have due process. It'll be up to whoever's out there on the street arresting you. You won't get any due process. You won't be able to state your case. They'll decide on the spot like they're already doing with brown people. And it's not going to stop with brown people or black people. Did you hear about they brought 59, I believe they said, white people from South Africa, claiming that, that they need to be welcomed into the United States because they're experiencing such hardships over there in South Africa. Well, for you people that don't know about South Africa and the history of South Africa, the white people treated the black people in South Africa as bad, if not worse, than we did years ago here in America. But that's okay. We'll let those white South Africans come in. And, Donald's talked about those big gold cards for these rich people, wealthy people. I'm not talking about your average American rich person. I'm talking about wealthy billionaire trillionaires that spend these billions of dollars for a gold card, and they'll be allowed to come into this country anytime. And he's got border cops on the border of Canada and the United States, and they're stopping people from America going into Canada when there's already stations where that's been going on for years. But now they're stopping these extra people they've put there, stopping people. And those, like I said, whoever they are, we don't know who they are. Oh, transparency. Well, then tell us who these ICE agents are, who these border men are up there at the Canadian border. Tell us who they are, because they're making the decisions right on the spot. Cutting out our Medicare, cutting it back, whatever they're doing. They tell you all this stuff. You think, oh, surely not. Or maybe you think, oh, good. Cut out Social Security because they think we need to work. You need to be working if you can draw Social Security. Now, I think I mentioned one time on my video that I put in for Social Security disability before age 65 because of the emotional stress that I endured working on jobs for minimum wage, most all of them minimum wage. If I ever made more than minimum wage, it was just a little bit. Trying to be a single mother and raise my children, take care of my bills on minimum wage, living from paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes couldn't even do that. Some bills had to get stacked up somewhere and pay $5 a month. Try to pay something on them to keep them from coming after me. Now, there's a lot of people that are citizens of this United States that are not from what you think. They're not the white people that are supposed to be Americans. We're all Americans in this country. Every American that has citizenship is an American. And if they're working a job like I did when I was single and just making minimum wage, they're just barely making it. But you know the way it is nowadays, if somebody ain't driving a big let's say Tesla or some big fine car and got everything they need, if that's not the case, if they're struggling really hard, I mean, even the middle class is struggling, but the poor really struggle. But if they're struggling and our government tries to help them with health programs, with Social Security when they get 65, if they've worked on jobs where they've used their backs and their legs and their hands and their shoulders and their eyes and their ears, we deserve some health care. We've paid our taxes all through the years. I'm 72, went to work when I was 15. And not only did I work on jobs, I worked at home raising my children and keeping a house up, doing all the things that entails too, and raising them to be good, productive citizens in this country. Now, as far as having any extra money ever, I hardly had any extra money. Maybe I didn't live in the nicest of places. But there's a lot of people in this country like me. We did the best we could, and we kept on, keeping on. It's not right to be trying to arrest young women with babies, young mothers, elderly people. Like I said before, men that are working on jobs, trying to raise their families. And then you these people of these Trumpers and Trump rump, the orange dumpster, all he is after is money for the name, for him and his Trump, the children that have the last name Trump. Melania carries $2,000 pocketbooks. She doesn't know anything about us, all of us, and how hard we work. And then Donald Trump's telling all of us, oh, don't, just get your little girls 2 dolls and 5 pencils. Dictator. If we work, we have a right to spend our money on as many dolls as we want, as many pencils as we want. But of course, we can't afford very many. And he was talking about Christmas time. What about the other 11 months of the year and the clothes they need for school and the doctor visits when they're sick? And when they get older, special, like cheerleading outfits that they need that a school can't pay for. And the parents need to pay for it, or whatever sport or something they're in. The school does what they can, and then the parents have to pick up the slack. This country was, until Dempster got in there, the best country on this planet. And all the Republicans and the Dempsters have done for years is complain, and they don't want to help nobody. And as we see with Donald Trump, he is just in it for himself. He wants money, and he wants money, and he wants money, and he wants money. And if you think he's going to help us, you have been fooled so bad. And we're all getting hurt from this. And I know you're not going to be upset, and you're going to just keep supporting him. But it'll hit one day. It'll hit where you're at. You think you're immune? No, you're not immune either. What about some of you men that live with your mothers or your sisters or your aunts, and then you know, you don't do your clothes because they do it for you, or you don't cook meals because they do it for you? What if they get sick and they don't have the means to take care of doctor bills? You know, if Social Security's cut down or cut out, like Medicaid's going to be cut, they won't be able to afford their medicine or doctor bills or anything else. Are you going to be able to afford it? When groceries are sky high, or we can't even find groceries because of there's nothing coming into this country? We're going to have to do it ourselves. You know, America, do it all ourselves. That is such a joke. You are so ignorant if you believe we can do that. I don't know of too many people that want to get out in the fields and pick vegetables and pick fruits all day long for a measly amount of money and then live on that. That's shameful that you would even want your fellow Americans to do that. We're getting rid of people that were glad to have that job because they had to flee countries that were in terrible disarray under dictatorships and the likes thereof, with wars going on. Well, we keep Donald Trump up there in Washington, we are going to be like them. Is that what you want? To my Tangled Up in Blue tribe, I'm sorry I'm getting so upset. But I am just so sick of this. You would think, because they call themselves Christians, that you would see that love for one another. You know what I've seen since Donald Trump's been in? Hate. And then they have the nerve to tell me I'm full of hate. No, I am not full of hate. I have always loved everybody and wanted the best for everybody and voted to try to help everybody, not just a select few of white people who think they have direct lines to God and nobody else does. It's shameful. So I just had to rant a little bit. There's all kinds of, like a lot of people say, it's so much all the time. All the time. One thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing, another thing. Shame on these people. They're evil. Evil. They don't care about anybody but themselves and more money. And Donald Trump's going to keep all his money. He's robbing us. I've worked hard all my life. I've worked very hard. And this is what I'm getting in my older age. So, thank you, MAGA. Thank you. I want to share a couple of cards and a couple of gifts. I got this pretty card here. And it says, may your special day be filled with tender moments and God's greatest blessings. Faith, hope, and love. And may the greatest of these be love. 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 Happy Mother's Day. Dear Antonia, wishing you a very blessed Happy Mother's Day. Love, Sherry. P.S. I enjoy watching your videos. It's like visiting with a relative. Thank you, Sherry. And I hope everybody had as good of a Mother's Day as you could have on Sunday. My two daughters did come up. My youngest daughter came up with her man, and we sat here on the porch for about an hour or so. And then my oldest daughter came up here with my great-granddaughter. My granddaughter was not feeling good, so she's the one that's expecting a baby, so she didn't make it up here. I don't know about my grandson. And I'll just tell you right now, I've decided not to go to his wedding. I mean, I've not seen him in over 3 years, so, I mean, I've not heard anything from him either. So I'm not going. I'm not putting myself through that again. But I wish him a lot of happiness. And I hope this time this is a good marriage, and that they'll love and respect each other and make a good home life. I truly wish that. So anyway, altogether, I think everybody was here maybe for a couple of hours, and we just sat on the porch and talked about the wedding coming up, and my yard, and the cats, and of course my great-granddaughter, and things she's doing, volleyball and cheerleading, and she's 8 years old now, and school will be getting out soon. And I found out that she has rode the school bus a few times now. Her mama was always taking her and picking her up, but I think she takes her in the morning, and then sometimes she rides the bus home, which I think that's good. I just think that's good. So anyway, Mother's Day was okay. I got to see them. We didn't bring up anything that would cause any conflicts. We just chit-chatted, and it was good to see them. The next thing I got, here's a card that says, "Be happy. Just wanted you to know I was thinking of you, whatever day it is. Enjoy spring. All the best. Eamon." She wrote me a nice, or typed me out a nice letter that explains some of the gifts. So I may have to look at this when I'm showing them to you. She sent me this, which is lemons from her lemon tree from her yard. So I got lemons. There's 4 of them. She didn't know if they'd let her send them, but they did. And they smell so good. I'll probably use them in my sweet tea. Or with a shot of tequila if I decide to do so. She sent me this cup. And this cup is from Ukraine. And there was a little note with the cup, and it says, "This comes from another Etsy shop in Ukraine. I bought a bunch of them last year for all my aunts and my dad. Grandfather came from Ukraine when he was 10 years old," her grandfather. "This one has been waiting for its destination," and she put a smiley face. So I'll treasure that. And then she, I may have to get that letter to explain everything. She sent me a few more CDs. Jim Croce, Clint Black, a few other ones. Just excuse me, I'm a little bit out of sorts. Oh, she says she sent one that has songs from Jesse Wales, and I've been watching him on YouTube. Oh my gosh. I mean, I know he's a young guy, but I'm in love with him. He's going to be remembered for a long time. He's something special. I really enjoy anytime something new of his comes on YouTube. I automatically go there to watch it. He's a smart young man, and sings good and plays good. And then she told me, I really need to read it, but anyway, she made some CDs of my videos. She didn't know if I would be able to, keep them, be able to store them, because I don't have a computer or anything. So she took the time and put my videos on CDs. Isn't that special? I mean, I've not had a chance yet to go through and check them, but I'm just so, that's just so special, and I thank you so much. And she sent me this one finger, and it says Giving Day, #1. Let's see. I ordered 2 flags from an Etsy shop in Ukraine. Each one was wrapped, as you see here, with a flower and seed packet. So that's what this is. I used clips to hang mine from a skinny curtain rod inside the house. So she even sent me the clips that I can clip it on. And these are the flower seeds. And then the flag, because I've already got a real nice Ukraine flag now. I may find a good place to hang this one, maybe on the porch or in the house somewhere. But here's the Ukraine. I won't open it all up, but as you can see, it is a Ukraine flag, and it's nice. Sorry, this shirt is way too big. Maybe you can take it in. I don't even know if you sew. I do a little bit of hand sewing, and I do know how to use a sewing machine, but it's been quite a few years since I did that. I've had a couple of sewing machines in my life, but I don't have one now. But I still do a lot of hand repairs, buttons and hems and things like that. And once in a while, I'll try to sew some little something, you know. Let's see. I believe it's this one that's big. Yeah, it's a real big one. But it's Ukraine. I stand with Ukraine. I'll be able to fix this somehow that I can wear it. I will. And then this one says, everyone is welcome here. And she wrote me a little bit about that. Let me see if I can find it. She talks all about my my videos that she put on the DVDs. There's a few things in the box. A coffee mug from Ukraine. A lightweight flag. And some t-shirts. One is from that town in Idaho where the school teacher refused to take down her "All Are Welcome" sign. So that's what that t-shirt stands for. The other is from an Etsy shop that supports Ukraine, but unfortunately they sent me 2 size 3X and 1 size ladies medium. I do not know any ladies who are that size or medium. Maybe my 10-year-old niece. So I sent you one of the 3X ones. If you have a sewing machine, maybe you could take it in. Or just wear a huge oversized shirt. Or make curtains out of it. My Kyle, she says. So anyway, I will fix it where I can wear it. And like you said, even an oversized shirt. A lot of people do that and tie it in a knot like it, at your side or something. I'll figure it out. But I love them, and I thank you so much for the gifts. It means a lot to me. So like I say, I don't know. I try really hard to just go through the day and not be upset, but I can't help but be upset because our country is in such jeopardy. I mean, we're already living with it. This is the great United States. And it's shameful what's happening. It is so shameful. And it's hard to accept. And people talk about we got to get out and vote, which we do. When an election comes along, any special election or anything, go vote and vote in the way of democracy. And then, of course, we talk about the presidential election in 2028, which is 3 years from now, more than 3 years from now. So, I don't know how we're going to make it through all this if this keeps on going on, and then what will be left to straighten out, even if we could win the next election, even if we have a next election, because the dumpsters and the big orange dumpster are already putting it out there about him having a 3rd term or staying in presidency. Is he going to try again? Is he going to try again to stay up there and not leave? Or put J.D. Vance in charge if he was to die? Or Eric or Donald Jr. or Pee Wee Nazi or whoever? Little wuss Mike Johnson. One minute he tells you this, and the next day he tells you something else because, Trump changed everything. They just follow along behind him like little starving rats or something. I'm so surprised that so many people in this country don't have minds of their own and don't know American history. And don't know all the work that people have put into this country to get us to where we were before Donald Trump. And how hard Joe Biden worked to get things back on track after COVID. And they want to blame everything on Joe Biden. Everything that goes wrong, well, it was Joe Biden's administration. That is lies. I don't know how you people thought we had it so terribly bad. You were lied to. You were lied to, and you believe your lies. You don't even know. You believed the lies. So eager to hate on people. I love you all, and I'll be trying to put out a video, every day or two. It's just really hard. It's just hard. I'm so upset. But please take care. Be strong. We've got to resist. We've got to stand up for this country. We have to. And be sure and go to every demonstration, protest that you can go to. Hands off. Because they're trying to rob us. Just out and out rob us. Donald Trump didn't even pay taxes. He never even paid taxes. He paid his, I don't know what you call it, $750. But the taxes he owed, he's never even paid. Now, we hear it from the dumpsters and magazines all the time. He's such a genius businessman. Well, if you call somebody that knows how to cheat, steal, lie, treat people like dirt, if you call that what you want to follow as a businessman, stay away from me, because I don't have anything to do with those people who think that's the way to get ahead. Cheat, lie, steal, and treat people like dirt. And get rid of people just so they'll have more for themselves, and blame other people for any mistakes they made. That it can't be their fault, has to be somebody else's fault. Love to all. Be talking to you soon. Grammy Antonia.